Hi, it's Ad Astra from Flexines.net with the first ever Oliver Wednesday. And if you're working on your flexibility, your splits, and have these types of goals, keep watching. There's two main problems with not having enough time for flexibility. The first one is scheduling. Because you really wish you had this 2-hour, maybe even like a 3-hour chunk of time where you could warm up and stretch and really take things at your own pace and really get everything done that you would like to. But the reality is that work gets in the way, life gets in the way, and you really don't have that time, so you feel like you don't have enough time to make a difference in your flexibility progress. So that is the second part of it, the mental part of it, because you really do have all of these small windows of time that you could take advantage of. So that 5 minutes in the morning when you hit the snooze and lay back in bed, that's an opportunity to get just a tiny bit more done. The time that you're waiting in line in the grocery store, maybe you can do a couple of stretches that you won't look completely weird doing. But there are all these little minutes in time where you can kind of string them together and add them up, and it will make a difference. And it reminds me of this story that I heard recently about a little boy picking up starfish along the side of the beach. And he's just going along and picking up starfish, and he throws them back in. And a man sees him doing this and he says, you're not going to make a difference. Look at all the starfish going up and down the coast. You're never going to make a difference. And the little boy stoops down, picks up another starfish, throws it into the ocean, and he says, I made a difference to that starfish. And the story goes on to say that this same man starts picking up starfish and he starts throwing them back in the ocean, and more people come in and join along, and they're picking up starfish as the tide is low and just throwing them back in. And it just speaks to how these small choices that we make can make a tiny difference, and as long as you're making a difference, it's worth it, even if it feels small, because not only are you making this small difference, but it will start to snowball. And pretty soon that 5-minute decision in the morning, well, I'm just gonna wake up, I'm gonna do a small warm up, really small stretches, very light. I mean, your muscles are cold, but don't feel like you're doing a lot. But if you do this every day of the week except for your rest day, then you're gonna start to see some difference that you wouldn't have seen before. And you're going to start to notice that this decision that you made in the morning means that on your lunch break, you're going to take the extra 10 minutes that you would have maybe spent gossiping that, weren't getting very much done. Maybe you're going to take a little extra time to stretch your splits. Maybe when you have some time, when you're watching TV, you're going to take advantage of that commercial break, or maybe while your show is going, you're going to stretch your back, or any little thing, and it just starts to add up, and you start taking advantage of all these small windows of time in your day and kind of string them together and create something bigger with them. And the other thing to keep in mind is that rest is so important, and you feel like because you are taking all this time out living your life, and you wish you could spend all the time that your favorite pole athlete or your favorite figure skater or a gymnast does. You wish you could take that time and devote it to your flexibility goals, and you just can't. You feel like, oh man, I'm really missing something here. But in reality, you actually have the benefit of rest time. And it is so important because as you're stretching, you're kind of tearing your muscles and kind of forcing them along a little more, and it's that process of building back up that makes your body strong in that elongated direction, and that really creates the flexibility. And at one point I was stretching and doing cardio and then alternating that with strength days, only having like one good rest day out of the week, and I felt like I was getting so much done in terms of filling up my schedule with flexibility related things. But when I found that I had a little less time and I wasn't still sore from the last time when I went to stretch, I felt like I was making more progress, and I did see more flexibility progress. So that's something to keep in mind, that you're not wasting time as long as you are consistently stretching and consistently building. And your goal should not be to get the splits in X amount of time, because that's not how our bodies work. Your goal should always be to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. And just keep building up that progress. Just change the way you look at all these small windows of time, and you will see progress. Thank you for watching, and happy stretching.